Number 7 question, what are your cancellation and rescheduling policies? Our cancellation and rescheduling policies is there's no charge for you at all to reschedule your flight more than 3 days in advance of your adventure. Once you get inside of that 3 days, we're going to have to charge you a 50% cancellation fee simply because we've established our staffing, and that's our policy to them. So we just have to make sure we cover our expenses if for a reason you can't come. And we regret that, but we have to make sure that we're not getting upside down on this situation because we commit to very expensive resources to deliver these services for you. Cancellation policy is that your initial deposit, 50%, is a deposit. It's non-refundable. It'll stay here as a credit for as long as you want. But very rarely happens. Certainly if at some point, so let's say you buy a gift and your gift recipient doesn't want it or is apprehensive, certainly try to convince them to come and do the adventure because they're going to love it. But if for some reason it doesn't work out, then you can sell that deposit, but it's going to remain a credit here at our facility. Give it to somebody else and they can use it. So just remember, when you commit to a flight, your deposit that you give to us is going to be non-refundable. So that's one thing to keep in mind. However, like I said, that very, very rarely happens. For the rescheduling, though, make sure you do recognize that 3 days in advance, if anything's going to change, make sure you do that 3 days early. Just because, and we regret it, we wish we didn't have to, but we just have to make sure that our business stays healthy, and the way to do that is ensure that our risk is being mitigated by the cash flow, and that's all we're doing is making sure we're covering our cost to be prepared to deliver you the adventure. So keep that in mind. We're going to work with you. For your gift certificates, for example, they're good for a year when you buy one. So when you buy a gift certificate, you don't have to pick a date. You have an entire year to use that. If for some reason you go over the year, we're relatively lenient. We'll give you up to a month overtime typically. However, beyond that, there's going to be a 20% reactivation fee of your certificate, just because typically, because of our pricing going up and so on and different things like that. And also, we want you to come fly. We want to motivate you to get here and have the experience because it's so very positive. Gift certificates are usually good for 2 years. They're good as cash at redemption. They're not good as cash prior to that. With those, whatever our rates are, when you decide to book, the amount of your gift certificate is going to go towards that pricing. So keep that in mind. All right, so good for 2 years. Don't forget that gift certificates are good for an entire year, which is very rarely, again, people don't use them within a year. But certainly we're going to work with you to ensure you get the adventure.